Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be taking a look at another set of Planeswalkers. Actually, this is what I did promise to do that. This was not the deck I actually promised to, I was not planning to promise with. Basically, I'm coming a little bit off a little darker side of my life. I just had to, I came from the vet yesterday. Basically, one of my dogs kind of has a, it's either a urinary infection or an intrauterine infection. Basically, um, because of the infection, she's having seizures once in a while. So we're treating her now. She's actually able to eat now, so she's getting a little bit better, but she's still kind of weak. So it's a bit of a sad thing. We're giving meds already though, so that's not too shabby. So I've actually had this deck for quite a while. I never thought I'd be building around it, and then this guy came along. Being able to get artifacts out of your sideboard, so to speak, that so I decided to run around it, and this is what I came up with. So I'll show you the sideboard later, but the idea is you'd want to get Karn out in order to get what is best for the situation. Sometimes it's for catching up, or sometimes it's for pushing the advantage, but there is pretty much an artifact more or less for every situation. The idea though is gain enough control, hopefully finish with either an Ugin or Liliana, or maybe even Nicol Bolas. This one's the harder one, but still great. Or finish off with something off the sideboard that we can use, so we have plenty of options there. First, we have to get there, so we'll start with the lower end, our control package. 4 copies of this figure, 4 copies of Liliana's Triumph. This one's actually pretty good. Opponent has hexproof, no problem. Creatures have hexproof, no problem. Multiple creatures, that is still a problem. So we do have some Plague Crafters against the control matchup with tons of Planeswalkers. This one's fine. Again, if your opponent's playing bigger creatures one-on-one, this one's kind of fine too. Got 2 copies of Cry the Carnarium, 2 copies of Ritual of the Soot. Admittedly, I'd want to go with one or the other. I think the more I think of it, I would rather just have 3 copies of Soot and 3 copies of Lantern. Right now I only have 3, but the 3rd one I have to put in the sideboard. Dread Presence is something I'm experimenting with. It's not exactly a big removal guide, but he buys quite a bit of time, allows you to draw cards, and we are running tons of swamps, so that's perfectly fine. 1 copy of Josu Ves. Oh, this one was the classic guide that you would run in this mono black setup. And once in a while we still get to kicker, but otherwise it's still. But even then, sometimes having a 4/5 menace is good enough to at least gain some control. Got 2 copies of Vraska's Contempt. I think I could use one more. The Diamond Mare here is a concession to running best of 1, but I guess we could drop the Diamond Mare here, run the 3rd copies of Vraska's Contempt, or perhaps a 4th copy of Plague Crafter. Running Automatic Compass. I originally had a mix of compasses and treasure maps in this build. Eventually, I think I wanted the compass more because at least this one helped me get to my higher mana cost more incrementally. The problem with the treasure map, it scribed quite a bit, gave you 1 big shot of mana. Sometimes you used it to draw cards. It's okay, I guess. I think your personal preference will determine which of these 2 you prefer more. For me, being able to flip into Spires of Orazcod is kind of what sold me in the end. Being able to use this as a control element, force your opponent to commit more creatures, perfectly fine. Some copies of Fountain of Renewal to buy some time. So we have 1 copy of Golos Tireless Pilgrim. I have a 2nd copy in the sideboard. This more like a way to tutor for a specific land. Usually it's Blast Zone, or it could be one of these 2 missing color lands if I have Nicol Bolas out. Cabal Stronghold, I haven't tried tutoring for him, but it might come up. So speaking of which, let's go over our sideboard. It's quite a bit. So we have some early cards that so we have a few cards that gain us life just as quick 1-shots. In case of emergency, Navigator's Compass. In case of emergency, Pendulum of Patterns. Those gain life. Otherwise, we have some anti-graveyard text, Sentinel Totem, Silent Gravestone. I would want to have a copy. I don't have Graph Digger's Cage right now, but if I did, I'd fit that in probably. Amulet of Safekeeping in case of that matchup comes up. Sorcerer's Spyglass in case that matchup comes up. Chromatic Lantern, Crucible of Worlds. This one's probably the one that's least likely to come up, but still there. Salvager of Ruin. This one's like to buy back. If I use up a Karn, I can buy him back. Use up an Ugin, I can buy him back. But this is probably the weakest one. Another copy of Bolas. Bolas' Citadel. It's here as an option. I don't often have tons of life, but sometimes when I do, this one's a good finisher. God Pharaoh statue messes up control, kind of messes up Simic Flash if I get that far. Then Meteor Golem if I need to remove something problematic. Sphinx of the Guild Pack is the one that usually ends the board much. Most of your opponent's stuff is monocolored, so having this option is great. I guess there are many artifacts that I'm not running right now that are worth a shot, so let's actually take a look at them. Reason I'm not running quite a number of them is because they're mostly in Dominaria, and that's about to rotate out, so I wouldn't recommend it that easily. Bag of Holding, we're not that kind of deck, so that one didn't fit. I tried Blood Tallow Candle, but as removal, that's way too slow. We're playing black after all. We should be the good removal color. So what were the cards that I considered but eventually did not run? Well, Damping Sphere, I guess I'm starting to run into... No, this doesn't work against the Leyline decks because the Leyline itself is the one producing the mana. It's in the same way that it doesn't work against Nissa, so this is still really just for Tron. A lot of the creatures I did not run, so no Steel Overseer because I'm not running that many creatures. Let's see what I tried the Transmogrifying Wand, but the problem is it just destroys, it doesn't exiles. Kind of wanted the, so it didn't really, it's not really what I needed. Same way why some of these other lands are not what I needed. I guess I could run, now that I think of it, I could run a what is it called? It's not Mobile Garrison, the Mobilized District. I could run one of those in case I need extra creatures. I could always use some extra creatures in this deck since I'm not running that many to begin with. Traxos, this one was an option. 7/7 Trample's nice. We do have quite a bit of we have quite a bit of historic spells, artifacts and planeswalkers, so this would have been nice. Shame I never got a copy of it in the regular way. Immortal Sun, this one's also another nice one, but again, this one's rotating out, so I didn't opt to put it in. Could be worth a shot though. So Gate Colossus, we're not the Gates deck, so it really was down to one of these. Actually, yeah, we could up. Nope. You know what? Let's not mess with it anymore. I'm almost made a mistake there. Lands. The reason we have Watery Graves and Blood Crypts, one, sometimes we could fake out an opponent, and I've seen some Facebook posts. People are like, oh, if they see this, they're gonna presume it's this, and they'll just concede immediately. Also, sometimes you won't always have a Chromatic Lantern. Again, I'm not running the full 4 here, so having this is an option. Also, Dread Presence only cares about swamps, so it's not too bad. Sure, and we're not exactly super mono black. Not that I would run super mono black anyway. Hold on, let's turn off that filter. The cards that I've tested out but opted not to run. Probably if you're doing best of 3, Duress would be a good option. Elder Spell would be a good option. Dreadhorde Invasion, I tried running this guy. It was kind of touch and go depending on the matchup. It's decent. It's not bad. I guess I would run that in the sideboard. Maybe what some people would do is trim the sideboard of some of these other very situational cards that you probably can do without and just load it up if you're doing regular best of 3. It's very possible, actually. Oh yeah, Dread Shade. Yeah, way too weak. That one was a no-go for that matter. Guess I could have run Golden Demise, but no. Cry the Carnarium is much better. So there we go. That's it for this deck, and let's give this one a shot. I technically only have... It's been quite a while. Constructed. I think this is 500 gold. Yeah, so I have like 4 shots at this. But let's see. Hopefully, don't have to go that far. We'll see how far we can. Let's see how far we can go. Okay, so still slightly nervous. Actually, okay, this one we only got Liliana's Triumph. We're basically a 3-4 mana opening hand deck, so I really want to... Also, our opponent mulligan, so I kind of want to take the mulligan also. So this one helps a bit. We can choose one of these two to hide. I'm probably gonna keep this and hide the Dread Presence. Ritual Soot kind of does that thing also. And okay, so far... Okay, usually what I do is I tend to set the cat to the color I'm running. Don't worry, it's only 4 clicks. I'm not clicking forever. This one is the flash deck, so yeah, I kind of regret this now. I kind of wish I played well, at least we drew a Plague Crafter, so we actually have some options. So I'm gonna end the turn. If our opponent tries to play a creature, I can Liliana's Triumph just to get rid of the Spectral Sailor. If he plays another Spectral Sailor... Yeah, sure. He could have the... Nope. Okay, so we know he doesn't have Spell Pierce. That might change. Actually, my only comment about the Simic Flash deck, I like it a lot. I'm just concerned we're losing quite a bit of cards, so... He does... the deck also has creature counter spells. Still kind of want to pull the trigger on it anyway. Let's bait the counter spell at least. He's technically not losing much. Okay, baited the Essence Scatter. We're probably gonna just play Josu Vest first. Instead of... Well, if he doesn't play another land, we're literally baiting another Essence Scatter. Okay, let's go for it. Yeah, there comes another Essence Scatter. This is not a Wizard, so it can't be Wizard's Retort. Quench is the one possibility I would always it's the one counter spell I'd approve for this deck. Syncopate is the other one. I actually think Syncopate works here. And our opponent kind of got stuck on land, so got a quick first win. The deck also runs Unsummoned, so I guess what happened was our opponent simply couldn't run it in time. Yeah, if I had to run that deck, it won't be mono blue anymore. I'm actually kind of down on my mono blue deck already. And okay, so turn 2 Compass. I kind of want to keep this because at least we worst case scenario is turn 2 Compass, turn 3 we search for a land for turn 4. Also, the other reason I'm slightly down is I know there is a rat in my room. I can't seem to catch it. Okay, opponent's playing Fairy Miscreant. I'm tempted to just play this, but let's stick to the plan. Let's Thaumatic Compass out. Yeah, I think if I can turn on this flashlight. Nope, scared it away. So opponent's playing white blue flyers. No, Cry of the Carnarium. So I'm just gonna play. Yeah, I'm gonna just play this tutor up another land. What I'm going to do is I'm probably gonna Vraska's Contempt something at this point. Opponent's okay. Then next turn we're gonna do Dread Presence, play a land, start sniping these guys one by one. Sapphire, the Sky's Blade. Okay, change of plans. We're Vraska's Contempting this. We're casting Vraska's Contempt on her. Though we... Okay, definitely not Plague Crafter. If we drew Cry of the Carnarium, that would be a decent option also. Ritual Assault would not have worked here. Oh! Here comes the problem. Siren Storm Tamer. I'm tempted to just play Dread Presence first. We will take 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's quite a hit, so we'll have... But basically what I need to do is I need to snipe this Storm Tamer first. Which is not gonna happen because it's indestructible. It does buy me some life though, so there's that. Just wait for our opponent to use up that blue mana. Taking a beating. Yeah, that was the correct play. Do nothing. So yeah, unfortunate. I can buy some life, but that's it. I can play Plague Crafter. Won't sacrifice this. He'll probably just sacrifice one of these. Oh, we're toast on this one. Karn will only get something that buys us a little time. Yeah, Siren Storm Tamer, perfect. We're gonna be sad to see this one go when that moment comes. Deals 2 damage to any target, gain 1 life. Let's see if he makes a mistake. Nope. He gains some life. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Let's see if he remembers. Yep, he remembers. Oh, he also has Unsummon. Oh, but that kills that one. That's not how I would have done it, actually. So let's attack with this one anyway, because we're not blocking at all. So what happens is our opponent can't cast this one now. Needs another flying creature. So okay. Enters tap. Time to start building up our presence again before he gets that down. Yeah, he just had to sacrifice the Storm Tamer. I'm surprised. Oh, thank goodness I didn't concede then and there. I can play Chromatic Lantern, then play Plague Crafter. Okay. Yeah. This was a very good build. Generate tons of cheap flying creatures. Okay, sacrifice Plague Crafter. Now we're still in trouble, but at least this is not the case. Our opponent just needs to... Yeah. Healer's Hawk. Still can't attack by itself. I'm definitely sniping one of these guys. I could just play Ugin. Just get rid of one of these. It's a shame I have to use the ability here. But we need to get some... We need to get these creatures out of the way. So, play Swamp. I'm going to snipe the Healer's Hawk because this one can't attack or block alone. That's the nice thing here. So, play Ugin. I'm going to tutor up...
I will defend my allies.
I'm actually gonna tutor up Spellshare Cohen's cast. Yeah, I could tutor that up to mess up our opponent. I can also get Sphinx. Hexproof for Mono Colored also ruins it. Yeah, we'll do that. Then we play Fountain of Renewal. Let's start gaining some life again. Also, we can play Ugin. We can play Ugin first. Get the 2 mana discount here. So he managed to catch up. Thanks to our opponent. Is this? Yeah, Seal Away is okay. Unsummon, that's okay too. So we can't dig for lands anymore. Still can't attack. But we can Dread Presence. Play Watery Grave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And some. Have it enter tap. Snipe the Loyal Pegasus. Play Ugin. Yep, writings were on the wall at that point. Yeah, we managed to dodge all of that. Yeah, the correct play there was our opponent had the Siren Storm Tamer. He tried to get cute with Unsummon, but I guess what he thought was because it was indestructible, the damage did nothing. So in a way, it's a good thing I hit that first. Yeah, I'm surprised our opponent used the Unsummon. He should have just used the Sirens. What I was actually hoping was our opponent would use Siren Storm Tamer to counter the ability. Well, that one turned out better. If our opponent had another flyer at that time, it would have been really bad for us though. So yep. Okay, so we got some early control. So turn 1, turn 2, this one can come in tap. Let's see, it's black. Duress? Duress. So we're going to lose some anti-creature stuff. Actually, the more I think of it, if we lose Vraska's Contempt, it tells us our opponent is playing a non-creature deck. If we lose Disfigure or Triumph, it tells us our opponent is playing a creature-heavy deck. I'm also going to turn my cat black. He already knows what I got. So we lose the Contempt, so probably no early plays. I would not be surprised if the next play is... Okay, I was expecting Drowned Catacomb. Opponent's contemplating if he wants to play a creature, not knowing I can just kill it right off the bat. Tormenting. Ooh, this is a Reanimator deck. Nobody... Nobody casts this creature on retail. So... We have to kill our opponent's early creatures, but we need to save Liliana's Triumph whenever possible. Okay, yeah, this is... Yep, Stitcher Supplier also says that. I think our opponent's digging for lands. Duress, so we're gonna lose probably Liliana's Triumph. That's the one thing that can answer the deck. Yep. Still got more where it came from. Cry. Yeah, just like that. Also means we can start ticking up counters here. We're kind of looking to put counters at... So far it's 7. It's gonna take a while. I'm actually liking Reanimator as an idea. I would not be surprised if this was Mardu and our basically black, red, white, and our opponent's running Kalia. I'm actually thinking of Kalia Angels, but I'm missing a lot of cards. So opponent's got 1, 2, 3. So it's a 3/3. Okay. Sure. Actually what we could do is we can at least get rid of this. We'll pay life here. So we're gonna cry. And we're gonna disfigure, so at least we never have to see this one again. Kind of an expensive way to do that. But we really... Opponent's got Bond of Revival. It gains haste until end of turn, so... Any target. So we'll be taking 4. Yeah, we got no outs for this one. Yeah, this is a good game. We... Basically what happened was we did not draw... Yeah, if I had Karn, my first instinct would be to go for the anti-graveyard stuff. Unfortunately, this is best of 1, so... Not today. Not today. It's actually very decent. It's a very decent play around, though. So what would I have wanted? Yeah, Playcrafter would be one of the cards I would have wanted. The anti-graveyard tech would have been the other. So definitely going this one. I'd definitely run the Diamond Mare. Let's see if our opponent is playing one. Nope. Opt. Okay, this is interesting. So we just switch to black. So I will just name Diamond. I'll just play Diamond Pair naming black. One's playing Esper, search for Ascanta, so we're going to need our Playcrafters. Let's just run the blast. So at least we have some outs for a turn 3 mini Teferi. Okay. I'm actually gonna just play this tapped. And I'm also tempted to just take up Blast Zone to... Yeah, I'm gonna just take up Blast Zone to tree because that's the one I need to remove. So this is a real control deck with which I'm not. Yeah. Okay, at least we're taking up on mana. We just need to find one of our win cons. This at least gives us the option to draw cards since we're not exactly in danger of dying just yet. Yeah, definitely want to take this up the tree because we know what we're gonna hit. Also, other candidates are Thief of Sanity. Okay, one's playing his own Blast Zone. Yeah, tree's the correct number here. This might be the... I'm gonna attack first. I'm gonna see if our opponent has any flash effects. Nope. So... I'm gonna try Chromatic Lantern. This one's probably gonna get countered. We have to start getting counters out of our opponent's hand. There we go. Yeah, we need to start getting those out. Thankfully, we still have Liliana's Triumph up, this figure up, though I sincerely doubt these cards are going to be useful for this matchup. Let's see, opponents should be... Oh, it's a mill deck! So these are not really helpful. And I kind of wish I set it to 2 if I knew this was going to happen. No point in gaining life at this point. I kind of want to draw a card off this, but still concerned what these represent. Our opponent's representing Sinister Sabotage based on the mana. I'm gonna have to go for it anyway. Let's force our... We need to get rid of as many counters from our opponent's hand as possible. Syncopate. Okay, so there's that. Okay, lose our other chromatic lanterns, so we need Karn if ever we're gonna get the mana colors. Curious what our opponent's endgame is. If it's literally just to mill us out, we might be in trouble. I could just play the Plague Crafter, sack the Diamond Mare. Yeah, considering life is not going to mean anything at this point. Yeah, none of the cards we have mean anything right now. So I'm going to end the turn here. Opponent's going to draw cards. Oh no, he didn't. I kind of want to draw a card too, but let's see. Okay, flips Ascanta. This is going to be slow going. So Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. So we're going to lose a few cards. Okay, we lost Josu Vest, so that's our other fast win con. Okay, sure. Still not drawing. Okay, good. We lost the Ritual Soot, which we probably did not need at this point. One is playing Blast Zone, but it's not ticking him up. So let's see. My turn. Nope, no point. Yeah, I wish this hit Planeswalkers. Cry doesn't do anything, so I'm kind of drawing cards I don't need. So we'll attack first. Then let's play Crafter. One's probably gonna counter that. Yeah, we need to still get counters out of our opponent's hand, so yeah, keep it coming. Okay, lost Golos, so we're good. So that's still kind of okay at least. Yeah, I kind of want to just cash this in. We're not exactly gonna loot. Okay, let's see what we lose off the top. Land. Still need one more land, so I'm not too happy losing all of these. We know our opponent's hand is just ton of counters, so we actually want to incentivize playing creatures. Well, except that we lost our two best ones. We're not gonna cast that. No point in ticking him down. Yeah, let's cash it at the end of turn. Opponent kind of does Psychic Corrosion, so okay, the mill now begins. Let's just sack this. I really wish Elixir of Immortality. We did not need the Disfigure. Okay, so we're probably gonna lose this one for sure. Well, we'll see if we can survive for 11 turns. I sincerely doubt it. Because let's see, every time he draws a card, so we're losing 4 cards every time Jace ticks up. So we lost Thaumatic Compass, that's okay. Okay, let that resolve. Lost Disfigured, that's okay. Basically, I have a huge hand. I just realized now that okay, so then he's gonna just tick that up. Okay, we still have one more Plague Crafter. Yeah, a lot of our cards. So he takes up. We kind of need one more just to get Liliana Dreadborn General going. Okay, lost Dread Presence. That was our other possible win con. Okay, opponent's representing a counter spell. I don't have a choice. I'm gonna keep going at it, but I'm probably gonna lose. Yeah, let's see. The rate this is going, I lose 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and we lost one Ugin. We got another Ugin, but we're gonna lose too many cards in the process. And we lost Nicol Bolas. Yep, that's most of our win cons nonetheless. So unfortunately, our deck is leaning towards some anti-control, but not enough. It's really leaning towards anti-creatures. I guess and maybe I've dedicated too many slots. Probably the Cry of the Carnarium is my. So this one, yeah, this one is slightly better. At least we have Plague Crafters in hand. I think what happened also was I got scared of the small Teferi because that's what literally everyone runs. Okay, let's say hello. Torch Courier. This is the Cavalcade deck, so we're gonna just display this guy. I know they're better targets, but let's just, yeah, get things out of the way as soon as possible. Thankfully, we drawn up 4 mana, so we can Dread Presence. If our opponent plays, okay, opponent didn't play Cavalcade, so I'm gonna just enter this tab. Unfortunately, Dread Presence is kind of soft. I think our opponent runs cards like I'm gonna just run the Chromatic Lantern. Then pass the turn. Reasoning here is, at the very least, I want to get one shot with this, so... Let's see what our opponent's got. Snapping Scorcher. So... I take 3. I could just Cry of the Carnarium, but... We'll save that for next turn. Deals 2. Yeah, so this is a mono red elementals. I'm expecting Chandra Spitfire in this deck, so so at least we got Cry of the Carnarium. I think I expect our opponent to just kill the Dread Presence. So we kind of need to draw into... Okay, so we're not gonna block. I'm not giving our opponent an easy way out with Shock. If I'm gonna force them to have the Lightning Strike or skewer the critics. Okay, it's got Light of the Stage for a bunch of 1-drops. I'm just gonna cry when we cast Cry of the Carnarium. Well, maybe not. Okay, so we got Ugin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cast Cry first. Unfortunately, we'll probably lose the Dread Presence. Maybe I should just... Okay. Okay, then we're gonna play... Draw a card, lose a life. Okay, so good. We can now cast Ugin next turn. Opponent's gonna shock the Dread Presence, which... Or... he probably should shock the Dread Presence. Or not. Okay. So he didn't have the shock. I think this is a creature-heavy version of the deck, so... You still have to run shocks. You still have to be able to interact with your opponent somehow.
It's awesome.
I actually like that quote. So opponent... So it's gonna ping us for 2. I'm actually gonna just cast Plague Crafter. Let's see what our opponent's got. Light of the Stage. Torch. Samet Sprint. Probably play the Torch, Scorched Bitter. So I have to play the land first and ping... So I have to play the land first, ping the Scorched Bitter. I can also just play Ugin right now, get things on. Because I have a free swing on Chandra anyway. So I'm gonna start drawing cards, so to speak. Opponent can still make 2 more elementals. Probably bring him down to 3 again. Actually, yeah, with Samet Sprint, so we definitely have to block. That's actually scary because we can block one, he salmon sprints the other.
Say hi to my fiery friends.
I think the more logical play is he'll try to kill the spirit. No, if he can kill Ugin, he'll do that. So we definitely have to block one. We'll let him... Decisions making's in his hands though. So he might have double Samet sprint, so... Oh no, he's just gonna kill the token. Okay. That's not bad, not bad. Does he have a burn spell? Oh no, he's killing Ugin, so that's fine. He spent multiple cards just to kill this one, so we can... Okay. So we can cry the Carnarium... No. Then I can actually start removing some cards from the hand.
Next time, you're toast.
So play Crafter. And start hitting our opponent's hand. Really? He's got a response? Okay. He had a response. Oh. Okay. So if our opponent has some sort of haste creature, we can Liliana's Triumph that. Summit Sprint. Yeah, it's quite okay. Opponent has to cast Light Up the stage. There's a Chandra Spitfire. He'll probably go Scorch Spitter first, I suppose. I'm hoping he goes goes Chandra Spitfire. We'll let that resolve. Then we play Liliana's Triumph. Pass. Okay, we need to start drawing cards, so draw a card, lose a life. Goal loss is perfect, actually. So we can get another land card. I am gonna get one of the Blood Crypts. Enters tapped. So we get a trigger. I'm gonna draw a card, lose a life again. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and our opponent can see that we can just start casting cards. So this was the matchup I was really hoping for. To be fair, yeah, in the end you still want to be playing non-creature spells. That's still the better matchup you want. Actually, since I'm running red, actually that's the thought that came across my mind. Since I'm willing to run the dual lands, okay, I'm not keeping this. Got nothing till turn 4. Mulligan. This one is better. I can probably hide the Golos. Yeah, I'll hide the Golos. Okay, opponents. Our opponent. Okay, we have to hold up this figure. Let's see if our opponent plays. Now, here's the thing that's tricky. Because we don't have a legal target yet, it will look like we've auto-passed. Yeah, for those wondering, it's not exactly a bug, but more like there's an issue with the cat right now. So basically, some people have taken it upon themselves to click way too fast. Okay, this one's... If this is mono blue, what our opponent's doing is he's gonna hold up... He's gonna hold up the removals. Oh, he's playing the Siren Storm Tamer immediately. If he's holding up another opt, then I can disfigure in response. So basically, I'll just play the Watery Grave past the turn. Usually, an opponent in this case will not leave themselves shields open. Okay, at least got the ritual slip also. So enters tap. Okay, looks like our opponent's trying to decide. Let's hope he has the other opt. Come on. Plus I opt. Perfect. We disfigure. If I was still running Moment of Craving, our opponent probably would not have tried to run the opt. The Moment of Craving was really good against traditional mono red up to a certain point. It's still not perfect. So play this. I could just play the Plague Crafter, start hitting our opponent's hand. It'll also hit ours, so we'll pass. I think our opponent might have realized by now that we're some sort of weird hybrid. I'm now expecting our opponent to play a Brindborn. Oh, Spectral Sailor. Didn't play Brindborn Cutthroat, so didn't have that in hand. This looks like a mono blue build. I would have expected some, so at least we're not looking for Nighthawk Ambushers. Okay. Our opponent's kind of going all in. He'll draw some cards back. I guess I will just play the Plague Crafter. Reason being, I want to avoid negate. I want to avoid. Yeah, I want to avoid negate, the usual suspects, negate and spell pierce. Now our opponent could, now if this was the traditional list, it would still be running the double blue essence capture, the one that counters and puts a +1/+1 counter. I guess we're looking at it right now. Yeah, I think that's it. No, it's an unsummon. Oh! Not bad, not bad. We'll accept. He loses those two. And I lose my creature. He has to but he has to discard a card. Not too bad. I'll bite. And the funny thing is, if he plays that, let's see, he's gonna play that. Oh. Okay, I think I auto-passed. That was a mistake. Curious Obsession. Okay, let's force him to have that removal. At least we get rid of a counter so we can Ritual Ascent afterwards. There's dive down. Okay, so okay, not bad. We're basically buying time right now. So far, our opponents used up one creature but 3 copies of Spectral Pierce. Now, Spell Pierce is still the problem. So let's just play Crafter again. Does he have to unsummon again? No, Merfolk Trickster, so he can sacrifice that instead. Okay, not bad. But playing lands is not, it's not creating a vote of confidence. Well, unfortunately, we only have Ritual Ascent left. I'm kind of tempted to just run a Karn, see what it gets us. The other thing I want to do is I want to make him draw a card. Okay. Come on. Oh no, he didn't draw a card. Okay, so he's still playing lands. So waiting for him to play something. I guess I can cast this. Okay, that's fine. Maybe Liliana is trying to now. Dive down will not do anything, so it has to be a hard counter. Okay. He's anticipating, so he's looking for a hard counter. So we just Ritual Ascent afterwards. Now we will have to play Karn eventually. Kind of want to draw. Well, maybe not yet. Not until I solve this guy. Did he draw the hard counter? Spectral Sailor. Okay, so he drew an alternative sacrifice. So we're taking quite a beating from this Spectral Sailor, but kind of getting there. Play one land first. Okay, he finally ran out of counter spells. So next turn, I don't care what he does. I'm just gonna play Karn. Karn. Let's force him to counter this. No, we got 5 mana. I want to get God Pharaoh's Gift, but there's no guarantee I'm gonna draw into a 6th. I might just get Chromatic Lantern first. Let's see, what are my other options? Kind of. Maybe I should put a Juggernaut. Yeah, let's get something that we can cast on turn 5. Let's. So Amulet, no Sentinel. Yeah, let's take the Chromatic Lantern. We need that immediately. I'll be slightly annoyed if it turns out we did. If we would draw into a 6th land, and I could just okay. Opponent playing Dreamcaller Siren. That'll snipe Karn. Kinda okay. This is the other flash creature, but this is not a solution post rotation. So Karn doing due diligence.
There is always another fight.
So we did draw another swamp, but I'm gonna play Chromatic Lantern first. Let's force him to counter this. He's probably got Syncopate. That's the other. Yep, Spell Pierce. Okay, finally had the use for that. Yeah, I probably should play Liliana's Triumph first, though. Sorry. Yeah, we're still making mistakes here. I guess you can say I'm making the mistakes so you don't have to. Oh, speaking of mistakes, you know what I didn't do? Okay. So I'm gonna just play the Liliana's Triumph first. Let's force him to have the counter spell. I'm willing to take the hit for 1 turn. And summon. Okay. Buys me 1 turn at least. Yeah, speaking of mistakes, one mistake I forgot to do is turn on the deck list. Right here. No, actually, now I look at it. Yeah, it even covers the cat. So probably want to just put it on the other side. Nope. Never mind. So I'm gonna play Ugin first. Let's force our opponent to have counter spells all the way through. We have to hit this. Unfortunately, dive down will wreck us here. Nope. Okay, so we kind of slightly dodged that bullet. Let's see if our opponent has another flash creature. We've actually gone quite far through our opponent's deck. Okay, Brineborn Cutthroat. I think our opponent's at the point where he's probably gonna go after us. Well, he'll hit Ugin first. Then okay, gotta hit another Ugin. Yeah, let's. At least I get to play all of them. I never got to play Nicol Bolas, but that's the works. So Spell Pierce. So this is a 3/2. At least I didn't play Liliana, so to speak. Though we're probably in trouble. Yeah, unfortunately I have to. If I play, yeah, I have to play Plague Crafter. Unfortunately, and if it turns out our opponent has yet another Brine. Here's the thing: if he has another Brineborn Cutthroat, it's over. Doesn't matter what I do. Usually it's Spell Pierce Negate that's the problem. I'm gonna just run the Plague Crafter. Our opponent never casts a traditional counter spell. Now here's the thing. Okay, so he didn't have it. Let's see, but he might still have it now. Yes. Yeah, 15. Neat. That was it. And we had wing words. Probably. Well, it's an interesting build. I actually like this one. I needed some inspiration for mono blue. Let's see. But we did hold out quite deep, so we did give our opponent a run for his money. So there you go. We're kind of close to 1 hour, so I'm not gonna do another run with this one. We did get 3 entries, so it's not too bad. So there you go. Anyway, that's it for this episode, the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey Mochi, come here. What's up? Come here. Okay, I guess something's up, so I'm gonna check that out. So anyway, don't stay tuned for. Still not sure what my next content is. Maybe we'll just keep churning out constructed until we get ranked draft for Corset 2020. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care.